Hey, what's up? This is Hans with Request for Music, and I'm back again with another one on Synclavier. I'll be doing something, and I'll use low frequency modulation from a modulator for that. So I'll start off by creating a lower frequency, uh, actually a higher frequency for my carrier, and then lowering my frequency for the octave, so I can get my modulator to be at a lower frequency at that time. So I'll start off going to my mixer and set my frequency of the octave to a very low value, say for instance 55. And if I'll dial up both my first and my second partials for that, and need to have some more volume. Now you're hearing my higher octaves, and I'll show you where I play. You see that the lower one needs to be put up in frequency so that I'll be in the same frequency as the other one. And I'm not going to do that by using my octave now, but I'm going into my time slicer and put up a higher harmonic for this carrier, so to speak. So instead of using the 1, I could be using the 2 or the 4 or the 8 or the 16 even. So let's see if I use the 16. Now I'm at a higher frequency. I think the 8 would be the same. Yeah. So if I now if I put it at 16 even, I would have the same frequency yet again. Yeah. So now if I switch this one off, I'll take out this. I think there's some modulation in there yet. There appears to be some noise in there that might have to do with the bit depth settings. Yes, you see, if I change my bit depth setting up, I'll get better quality. Could also put my oversampling on to get rid of anti-aliasing and stuff. If I put this high, I can get lower in my bit depth. And actually, I can let you hear the effect, because if I use my time slicers, I've got a high resolution on the carrier already, and got a very low resolution on, or sorry, low frequency on the modulator. So if I turn up the FM modulation now, I actually get a very low resolution, a very sort of a vibrato kind of thing from that. And I can use the depth here, or I can use the depth by using the modulation here. So if I play some lower notes, I could get this kind of effect, like using vibrato almost. And the better the settings are on bit depth, the less artifacts you get. Yeah, so if I put it on best quality, I maybe even go down an octave. Here's something like this. And so now you could even use that as sort of a vibrato, because if I use my envelope on my modulator, I could have that vibrato coming in at a lower speed. So if I But now, obviously, I don't have a real modulator in the sense I normally do. So I would have to sort of shape my sound now by using more harmonics on my carrier, but that also gives a different result from the modulator. And obviously the modulator does change according to the keyboard. So that means it's not a real proper vibrato in the sense that you normally have, where you have um, sort of a, how do you say that, locked in one frequency kind of modulator, where in this case the modulator goes with your keyboard. It changes with the height of your keyboard. So if I'm high enough up, it starts to respond as normal FM again. Yeah, so if I go up an octave, and then if I put up higher notes again with this, stuff like that, I would get that frequencies in there again. If I wanted to have even lower frequency than I would have right now, so this, I could actually change back the FM ratio settings, because now it's at 1, and if I dial this back, the frequency of my modulator goes back as well. It's sort of dividing now. So if I take out my time slide or my modulators, sorry, the harmonics in my carrier, you can hear that I now have even lower vibrato on this modulator now. So this is, I think, this is the lowest setting, 0.1. And now you can hear even that if I change these settings again, I get all these disturbing sounds as well, because there's lots of extra high frequencies in there. Actually, it's just noise, but these high frequencies come in there as well as sort of modulating the carrier. So that's why I get these sounds. If I get the quality high up again, it's a lot better. So you can do very, very low kinds of really deep modulation. As you probably know, the chorus actually doubles the oscillators, and it introduces a next oscillator for this partial with the ratio to that existing oscillator. So if I have it at 2, I'll get another oscillator at twice the speed. So if I get it at 3 and so on, I get sort of a monkey in here, but anyway, so I can actually put in extra frequencies in there. But there's also a lot below, so even if I get extra depth in there. It's so low that you can hardly hear it, but anyway, if I just put it back, I'm in the original version again. So stuff like that. Obviously for chords this wouldn't make sense, because all of the notes are frequency modulated separately from each other, so they all interfere with each other actually. So I could do octaves, but even the octaves will have higher speeds for the vibrato kind of thing. So this is my lower G. This is one just below the middle C, and one octave up. So very weird stuff that you can do, and even then again, if I lower this, I get even lower and slower vibrato kind of stuff in there. So very weird effects. And especially if you combine that with all kinds of other stuff. I mean, if there's lower lower harmonics in here, or maybe even all, they all interfere in a different way with the modulation. So if you want to do weird effects, look beyond what's possible with the normal frequencies and just try to do this kind of stuff and see what happens. And if you want to shut off the modulation itself, you can do that by changing the harmonic on the or the envelope on the harmonic side. So if I lower my sustain and then do something like this. Yeah. So lots of terrain to be discovered at that point. I hope that's a nice thing to work with for using effects and stuff like that. I hope it was worth it to watch, and hope you can do something useful with it. See you next time. Cheers. Bye bye.